Story, 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 story.
Welcome, Jason Chamakese on flute, Idowu on talking drum, dancer Tatum Wilderman, and Nigerian author Michael Afenfia presenting The Fishermen of Dondo.
Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, a land called Dondo, the people flourished. It was long before trees were planted to separate this great land from its neighbors on all sides. It was a time when the earth was flat and every meal was made with firewood, and the sun and the moon were the only sources of light in the village. In the year after the yams and cassava were eaten up by locusts, and the goats and sheep stopped making babies and milk, there was great famine in the land. That year, even the fishes revolted and went underground. Children died of unknown diseases, and the elderly were too weak from hunger to meet in the market square for their daily tribal council, where decisions about the future were made. It was a bad time for everyone, and even the warriors, the people depended on for protection, did not know what to do about the situation. But one day, a few brave fishermen decided they had had enough. Their children needed food, and if the earth would not yield anything, perhaps the rivers will have a rethink and come to their rescue. They each took their canoes and sailed out together. They paddled all through the day, all through the night. They cast their nets. They threw spears. They used baits and hooks. Nothing. So they decided to paddle into an area of the river no fisherman went to in the time of plenty. It was considered dangerous. Before they could cast their nets in the place, it began to rain heavily, and before long, the rain became a raging storm. It blinded them. It tossed them here and there. It wrecked their boats, but being great swimmers, they swam to safety and waited ashore for the storm to subside. When it was over, they each located their canoes and prepared to journey back to Dondo. But they quickly realized they had a problem. The more they paddled, the more they realized that the canoes wouldn't take them home. The damage caused by the storm left leaks and cracks that made it impossible for them to stay afloat. So, the fishermen contemplated their challenge. They dragged their canoes back to land, pulled them apart, and with what was salvaged from each, they built a new boat. A bigger, sturdier boat that could carry all of them at once. And because they all paddled together, they were faster getting back to the spot they had wanted to fish before the storm began. Another storm was coming. The fishermen of Dondo worked swiftly and efficiently together. They had such a great catch that day. They beat the storm, and when they got back to Dondo, the men, women, and children called them heroes. Because of them, the people of Dondo had enough fish to eat and sell until the famine ended and life returned to normal. I won't bore us with the moral of the story, but suffice to say that there's so much we can accomplish if we join our hands and work together. I will end the story about the fishermen of Dondo with an African proverb I heard from my father. In the words of my father, what one hand can't lift, two hands will. And where two legs cannot go, four legs will.
Gala from KPMG.